Good evening, everybody. This is Phil Grigsby here with the National Weather Service in Slidell. And here's the Sunday weekly weather outlook for the upcoming work week. So the quick overview, we're expecting pretty typical August weather through Wednesday, but we will see higher rain chances return on Thursday and really continue through the weekend as we have a weak front that's going to stall right along the coast. And the one big impact from this outside of the rain chances is that high temperatures should be a bit cooler than average as we get into the latter part of the work week and into the weekend. So the quick look at the tropical weather, no threats are expected to this area over the next week. So that's great news as we get into the middle portion of August here. There is one little area of disturbed weather that's out towards Bermuda, but that's not going to be an impact to the Gulf Coast over the next week. So here's the New Orleans 7-day forecast, and you can see the trend. We have very typical August weather in place through Wednesday, with highs in the lower 90s and lows in the mid to upper 70s, and about a 30 to 40% chance of rain each day. However, as we get into the latter part of the work week, Thursday and Friday, and even into Saturday, you can see that rain chances increase to between 60 and 80% each day, and that we see the daytime highs decrease into the mid to upper 80s. So that's running a good 5 to 7 degrees below average for this time of year. Overnight lows are going to be close to average. So just a wetter and slightly cooler pattern as we get into the latter part of the week. There is going to be a bit of a heavy rainfall threat as well. So that's something that we'll have to monitor for any street flooding concerns in the metropolitan New Orleans area. Now for Baton Rouge, the 7-day forecast is not significantly different than what we're seeing in New Orleans. We'll have very typical summertime August weather all the way through Wednesday, with highs in the low 90s and lows in the mid 70s, and about a 30 to 40% chance of rain each afternoon. As we get into the latter part of the week, again, that front's going to stall somewhere in the region here, bringing us a pretty good chance of rain each day, generally between 70 and 90% the way it looks. And the temperatures are going to be quite cool. We'll see highs maybe only struggle to get into the mid 80s, especially on Friday. So that's something we'll have to monitor. We may also see some patchy fog that tries to form each morning, especially Friday and Saturday mornings. So just be on the lookout for that. There may be some dense fog around at times. And of course, the threat for some heavier downpours with this rainfall. Much like in New Orleans, there may be the threat for some urban flooding issues. So that's something we'll have to keep an eye on as we get into Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. Now heading over to the Mississippi coast, very similar conditions overall. We're looking at the chance of some scattered showers and storms each afternoon through Wednesday, and highs in the lower 90s. It'll be our sea breeze cycle, so the storms may fire up a little bit earlier than, say, in New Orleans or in Baton Rouge, with maybe some storms firing up in the late morning as the sea breeze gets going, and maybe dying off a little bit earlier as the sea breeze pushes inland. However, by the time we get to Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, we're going to see that front parked right over us. And again, very high rain chances, generally somewhere between 70 and 90%, and the threat for some heavier rainfall as well. So we may see some urban flooding issues as well in the metropolitan Gulfport and Biloxi area. We'll just have to keep an eye on that. Temperatures are going to be below average, with highs generally in the mid 80s on Friday and Saturday. And the fog potential looks a little lower just because the winds are going to be up. You can see the winds are going to be out of the southwest at about 10 to 15 miles an hour. So that should keep the fog at bay in the Mississippi Gulf Coast area. And for McComb and the general area in southwest Mississippi, it's not much different. We're going to see typical August weather all the way through Wednesday, with near normal highs in the low 90s and lows in the low 70s, and about a 30 to 40% chance of rain each afternoon. As we get into the latter part of the week, we're going to have that front stalled over the area, so it's going to be quite wet. We'll have about a 70 to 80% chance of rain each day. We'll see temperatures struggle to get to the mid 80s each day, and the overnight lows could actually get into the upper 60s. So we're running below average. And the big caveat with that is that, especially at overnight, with those lows dropping into the 60s, we're going to see some pretty decent fog probably each morning. In fact, there maybe even be some dense fog around, especially as we get into Friday, Saturday, and even Sunday mornings. So that's something to keep an eye on. Some of the rain could be locally heavy at times. However, we're not expecting the same amount of flooding issues that we're going to see in the more urbanized areas down in New Orleans, Baton Rouge, and Gulfport. So that's the general outlook for the next week. We're expecting August weather, basically typical August weather all the way through Wednesday. The front's going to stall over the area on Thursday, and that's going to bring some higher rain chances and a threat of maybe some locally heavy rainfall and localized flooding issues with it. And we're also going to see daytime temperatures drop off because of that increase in rainfall and cloud cover, with highs averaging in the mid to upper 80s from Thursday all the way through the weekend. So that's it. Everybody have a great evening and a great week ahead, and we will talk to you again on Thursday.